I'm writing this down, not because I want to, but because I have to. I never thought I'd have a reason to share this story. It's been haunting me for weeks now, and I can't seem to shake it. Every night I see that house in my dreams. Every shadow, every sound, it's all stuck in my head. If you ever find yourself wandering alone in the woods, take my advice. Don't go off the path. And most definitely, don't go looking for help in any old houses you come across. Because what happened to me in that place, it shouldn't have happened. But it did. And now I can't escape it. The forest was thick, too thick. The kind of place where the trees were so close together it felt like they were suffocating you. I should have turned back hours ago, but the trail kept calling me deeper in, urging me to push through. I thought I knew where I was going, but then the sun started to dip lower and I lost track of where I'd come from. There was no signal on my phone, no way to call for help. The only thing I had left was my map, and even that was useless in the dense woods. That's when I saw it. A figure in the distance, a house, standing all alone amidst the dark, gnarly trees. The first thing that struck me was how out of place it seemed. No other buildings, no other sign of civilization. Just this large old house standing there like a silent watchman, its windows dark and lifeless. At first, I hesitated. Who the hell builds a house out here in the middle of nowhere? But then I thought about how cold it was getting, how the shadows stretched longer with each passing minute. Maybe I could find some shelter just until morning. Maybe someone lived there and could point me in the right direction. I walked toward it, feeling a strange pull, like something was drawing me closer. I had no choice, really. The night was closing in fast. As I neared the porch, I noticed the house didn't look as abandoned as I'd first thought. The steps creaked under my boots, but they didn't look entirely decayed. The door was slightly ajar, like it was waiting for me. I knocked. Nothing. I tried again. Still nothing. But the door, it swung open on its own. I stood there, unsure. It felt wrong. I mean, the house was dark. Too dark. It didn't feel right to go inside. But then again, what choice did I have? I was lost. It was freezing. I needed somewhere to stay for the night, so I stepped inside. The door closed softly behind me, and I felt a chill rush through my spine. It wasn't the kind of cold you'd expect from the outdoors. It was colder, deeper, like the house itself was frozen in time. I called out. No answer. The entryway was huge, too big, too silent. The air felt stale, like it hadn't been disturbed in years. There were no signs of life, no sign of any recent visitors. The walls were lined with dark wooden panels, giving the whole place an oppressive feeling. The floor beneath me creaked with every step, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. My flashlight flickered, casting shadows that danced across the corners of the room. I tried to calm myself. It was just an old house, nothing more. But then, I heard it. A soft noise, barely a sound at all. It was like something scraping against the floor, from upstairs. I froze. It wasn't a rat, not the way it sounded. It was something else. A slow, deliberate sound, like something, or someone, dragging their feet across the floor. I didn't know what it was, but my feet were already moving before my brain had a chance to process it. I started walking toward the stairs, though I knew it was probably a bad idea. Something told me to turn around, to leave before things got worse. But I couldn't. I was already too far in. I reached the bottom of the stairs and the noise stopped. The house went dead silent. I stood there, holding my breath. I don't know how long I waited, but eventually, the silence was too much to bear. Slowly, I climbed the stairs. Each step seemed to echo louder than the last. When I reached the second floor, I was hit by the smell. It was old, like mildew and something decayed. The air was thick and heavy, making it hard to breathe. I tried to steady my nerves, telling myself it was just an old house. But the further I walked down the hallway, the more uneasy I became. There was something off. The walls felt like they were closing in. I found the door to the first room. It was cracked open just a little, and as I pushed it, the door creaked loudly, sending chills down my spine. Inside there was nothing but dust-covered furniture, old books scattered on the floor, and a large ornate mirror on the far wall. I stepped inside, feeling like I was being drawn toward that mirror. Something about it felt wrong, but I couldn't look away. I felt my heartbeat quicken as I stared into the reflection. That's when I saw it. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but no. There was someone standing behind me, reflected in the mirror. A figure, but not fully. It was blurred, its shape shifting, like a dark shadow, a silhouette. I spun around, but no one was there. My pulse raced and panic started to set in. I ran out of the room, back into the hallway, my breath shallow. My mind was racing. I needed to get out. The house was too strange, too wrong. But when I turned to leave, I was met with an unsettling sight. The stairs weren't where they used to be. The hallway was longer now. It stretched on further than it had before. I tried to go back the way I came, but every corner I turned led me to another hallway, another set of stairs. It was like the house was shifting around me, rearranging itself, trapping me. And then, there it was, at the end of the hallway, the door to what looked like an attic. The door was slightly ajar. I don't know why, but I had to check it. My legs were moving before I even decided to walk toward it. The stairs to the attic creaked loudly as I climbed up, each step feeling heavier than the last. When I reached the top, the door swung open on its own. I stepped inside, and that's when I saw it. A figure hunched over in the far corner, its back turned to me. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. My body was frozen in place. I don't know how long I stood there, but when the figure turned around, my heart nearly stopped. Its face wasn't human. It was distorted, twisted. It didn't have eyes, just dark sockets, and its mouth hung open, wide and gaping, like it was waiting to devour me. I ran. I didn't think. I just ran. I ran through the hallways, through the rooms, the entire house, spinning around me like some kind of nightmare. But no matter where I went, I always ended up back at the front door. It was locked. That's all for now, part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what happens next.